This is Wells Math, and I'm going to show you how to divide fractions. When you're dividing fractions, there's three words you need to remember. It is keep, change, flip. You might want to write that down in your notes if you are taking notes. So I'm just going to work through like three problems, maybe show you some different situations that might come up in your problem that you're going to need to know how to do. So let's just start off with kind of a basic one. We have 1/3 divided by 1/2. If I were you, I would get out pencil and paper, write this down, pause this video if you need to, if I'm going a little too fast, and let's just do this step by step. First of all, we're going to keep your first fraction the same. So I'm going to rewrite my problem down here, 1/3. Next step is to change. We're going to change our division sign into multiplication. And then flip, we are going to flip the second fraction, also known as the reciprocal, if you want to sound really fancy. So we're going to flip-flop. We're going to put the 2 on top and the 1 on bottom. All right, once you get to this point, yes, you need to know how to multiply fractions, but multiplying fractions is pretty easy. When you multiply fractions, you're going to multiply your numerators, your top numbers in your fraction. 1 times 2 is 2. And then you will multiply your denominators. That is 3 times 1, and that is 3. So pretty basic there with figuring out that answer. 1/3 divided by 1/2 will equal 2/3. So this is pretty easy when you have two proper fractions that you're working with. Let me run through a couple more problems. I'm going to show you another one with some proper fractions. And then I'll show you what to do if you have a mixed number in your problem. So let's look at another one and another situation you might come up against when you're working these problems. Your next problem I have here is 3/4 divided by 1/3. We're still going to use our keep, change, flip. We'll keep the first fraction the same. We're going to rewrite our problem. 3/4. We are going to change division to multiplication. And you can do that if you flip the second fraction, which is the reciprocal. We'll put the 3 on top and the 1 on bottom. So here we are, just like we were with our last problem. We're going to multiply our numerators. 3 times 3 is 9. And we will multiply our denominators. 4 times 1 is 4. Now, most likely, this is not going to be an acceptable answer if you're working a problem and it's a multiple choice question, because this is an improper fraction. The top number, the numerator, is bigger than the denominator. So we're going to have to change this improper fraction back into a mixed number. And let me show you how to do that. I also have a video titled Changing Improper Fractions to Mixed Numbers, so you can check that out if you would like more detail. But here's what I always tell my students. Every fraction is really a division problem. So really 9/4 means 9 divided by 4. Your first number or your top number is the number that will go in the house. If you're drawing this out like I did, don't worry, parents, I'm not going to use Common Core to solve this problem. We'll do it old school like your grandpa did it. How many groups of 4 will go into 9? 2 full groups of 4. That only gets us to 8 because 2 groups of 4 is equal to 8. We'll subtract that to get our remainder. Now, some kids will say the answer to this problem is 2 remainder 1. Technically, that is true, but we're not going to say that anymore. From now on, when you're doing these, especially when you're changing improper fractions into mixed numbers, your remainder will come up and become your numerator. So I'm going to put that right there. Your denominator, which is also your divisor here in your division problem, will be your denominator. Your answer to this problem is 2 1/4. Okay, like I said, if you want to see a little bit more practice, about turning improper fractions into mixed numbers, check out that video. All right, I got one more problem for you. And with this problem, we are going to use a mixed number in our problem. So I've got 2 1/2 divided by, I would write this down, 1/4. Now you will notice down here at the bottom, I have a little star. Any mixed numbers you have in your problem needs to be turned into an improper fraction. So we're going to kind of do what we did just a second ago, except the reverse. So we need to change 2 1/2 into an improper fraction. This is actually pretty easy. To do that, you're going to multiply the denominator times the whole number. 2 times 2 is 4. Then add that number to the numerator. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. 5 will become your new numerator. And then you will keep your denominator the same. 2 1/2, the mixed number, is actually equal to 5/2, or 5/2, as an improper fraction. Now we can do our keep, change, flip. We did not forget about this. We're still going to have to do keep, change, flip. So we're going to keep 5/2 the same. We're going to change division to multiplication, just like we did with the previous 2 problems. And then we will flip the second fraction, 4 on top and the 1 on bottom. So take a look at what we did here. First step, change the mixed number into an improper fraction, and then do keep, change, flip. Remember, multiplying fractions, super duper easy. We're going to multiply the top numbers, our numerators, so you get 20. And we will multiply the bottom numbers, our denominators. 2 times 1 is 2. Once again, we're ending up with an improper fraction for our answer, 20/2, or 20/2. Probably not going to be an acceptable answer on a test. Every fraction is really a division problem. Any students in my class will hear me say that at least 100 times over the course of the year. So really, this means 20 divided by 2. How many groups of 2 will go into 20, or what would we multiply times 2 to get to 20? Well, that's pretty basic. Your answer for this one is 10. And 10 times 2 actually does equal 20. So we're not going to have a remainder. We're not going to have a number to bring up like we did on our last problem to make it our numerator, because there was a perfect 10 groups of 2 in the number 20. Your answer for this problem, 2 1/2 divided by 1/4 is 10. I hope that helped you out a little bit. Check out my YouTube channel at Wells Math, and make sure to check out some more of my videos. Like I said, I do a lot more practice on converting mixed numbers into improper fractions. I got some videos on those. Hope you have a great day.